believe in anything I say. No, don't go believing me. No, don't listen to me, don't take any notice. Don't listen to anything that I say. Thank you.
Got me pens, got me paper, got me gunk. Have you got your script?
Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're all continuing to enjoy the Easter break. And I know that over this weekend, millions of people have been able to see loved ones for the first time in months. And I want to thank you all again for your patience, because it is really clear now that this is paying off. And it's your collective efforts, our collective efforts, that have given us the crucial time and space to vaccinate more than 31 million people. And I'm pleased we've also been able to support our overseas territories, so that Gibraltar has become the first place in the world, one of the first places in the world, to offer a vaccination to its entire adult population.
And now you know why we purchased 450 million vaccinations for a population of 66.5 million. Because we don't need them all.
And the net result of your efforts, and of course of the vaccine rollout, is that I can today confirm that from Monday the 12th of April we will move to step 2 of our roadmap.
This is the road to hell.
Reopening shops, gyms, zoos, holiday campsites, personal care services like hairdressers, and of course beer gardens and outdoor hospitality of all kinds. And on Monday the 12th I will be going to the pub myself and cautiously but irreversibly raising a pint of beer to my lips.
I'd do it in a glass, mate.
I think you should see a doctor, mate. Guys, I have fixed it. Come on out of the corner. I thought, let's just have a nice little private party. Me and Eddie and his 2 great mates. I mean, we're the hardcore, aren't we? Come on, drinks all round. So,
Where's that sherry? It's a bit warm, isn't it?
We're also increasing the number of visitors to care homes from 1 to 2 to allow residents to see more of their loved ones. We think that these changes are fully justified by the data, which show that we're meeting our 4 tests for easing the lockdown, as Chris will shortly explain.
This ain't no technological breakdown.
But
UK Government LLC, a dormant company, has been suspended because of discrepancies with its auditing. The government took out 330 billion from the Treasury. Public notice was made in the London Gazette. That's where the government put all its notices to the public. The Lord Commissioner of Her Majesty's Treasury, who is named by the Queen and documented as being Alexander de Pfeffel Johnson, took this 330 billion out of the Treasury. But he didn't. Now here's the interesting bit. The current Prime Minister, sworn in under oath, seemingly, is Boris Johnson. All his documents seem to be signed as Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson is an AKA. and doesn't exist. So who took the money out and put it where?
But
Now, I did hear that this 330 billion was actually replaced and put back in the treasury. Why would that be? Could that possibly be because this government is acting illegally, isn't actually operating under its own legislation, has been suspended from trading, hence the total lockdown in this country, and they've actually gone to the banks to borrow money to keep themselves running, in which case they are going to make you foot the bill by claiming it's the national debt. But we never took that money out.
But
So why would UK Government LLC be suspended? It's because there's a fraud that's been committed,
but
and Alexander de Pfeffel Johnson, aka Boris Johnson, has committed fraud.
but
And who's he borrowed the money off? And what's the interest rate and how much has to be paid back? 'Cause I don't fancy footing that bill. This is why I'm not making contract by signing anything or agreeing to anything they're actually handing out as an offer. You know, like the free NHS tests or the free COVID jabs, because they're not free. They have to be paid for. That's going on the national debt. And who's collecting on that money that's paid out for all that? Do you see the problem now? This is why all this debacle is going on. It's a monetary con. You're being sold down the river.
but, and you know I'm going to say this,
Social contract?
and you know I'm going to say this,
Deemed consent?
we can't be complacent. We can see the waves of sickness afflicting other countries, and we've seen how this story goes.
This is the road to hell.
We still don't know how strong the vaccine shield will be when cases begin to rise.
Still talking in terms of war, when we're not even in a war. It's bullshit.
As I'm afraid that they will. And that's why we're saying, please get your vaccine or your second dose when your turn comes.
Everything I say is everything you've ever wanted to hear.
And please,
Everything I say is everything you've ever wanted to hear.
use the free
Everything I say is everything you've ever wanted to hear.
NHS tests.
'Cause I'm a liar.
Even if you don't feel ill.
'Cause I'm a liar.
Because remember, 1 in 3 people with this virus doesn't have any symptoms.
Fantastic! That's incredible!
Yeah, I'm a liar. I'll tear your mind out. I'll burn your soul.
And you can get these tests from your pharmacies, or your local test site. You can even order them on gov.uk and get home deliveries. As part of our roadmap, we're also publishing today on gov.uk the early thinking on our 4 reviews on the safe return of major events, on social distancing, the potential role of COVID status certification, and on the resumption of international travel. We set out our roadmap and we're sticking in it.
The road to hell.
And I want to stress,
I'll turn you into me. I'll turn you into me. 'Cause I'm a liar, a liar. Liar, liar.
but we see nothing in the present data that makes us think that we will have to deviate from that roadmap.
Which we're not, so we probably won't. Right, no, we give it a try. No, we won't give it a try. Okay.
But it's by being cautious, by monitoring the data at every stage.
And I'll tell you things that you already know, so you can say, I really identify with you.
And by following the rules, remembering hands, face, space, fresh air.
Common sense is ringing out the bell.
That we hope together to make this roadmap to freedom irreversible.
A plan to introduce COVID passports.
Certificates.
Vaccine passport.
On vaccine passport.
Vaccine passports.
Show a certificate.
Take a certificate to the local pub.
Certificates.
Have a certificate.
Vaccine passports.
COVID status and certification.
Of COVID certification.
Certification or COVID status.
Vaccine passports.
Vaccination status.
COVID status certification.
There. First of all, on COVID status certification, as we prefer to call it, I want to stress again that that is not going to happen in step 2, April the 12th, or step 3, May the 17th. We get through the April the 12th openings, get through the May the 17th openings, all right if we can, and then June the 21st. We finally open up a lot of things that we couldn't open up last year. A theatre that will unquestionably involve testing to allow the audience to really to participate in.
COVID status certification.
To hell.
Thank you very much. I'm now going to go to...
Go and hide! Me! Ha-ha! Fooled you there! Right!
Thank you all very much.
God, that was boring. You went on for ages.
Sucker!